Good morning, everyone. How are you all doing? So, I'm just double checking that we are live. We are live in both Facebook and Instagram. I'm so happy to be here this morning. Food for Thought Thursdays. I am always excited to bring you these topics because I know what a struggle it is to get through the week with binge eating and just feeling so down about yourself. And through you asking me questions, I can actually start to help uplift you. So if you would like to pop in the comments that you are here, say hello, let me know where you're hopping in from. Also, if you have any questions, pop them in the comments because I'd love to support you in any possible way that I can. So I will be looking down slightly here just every now and then to look at the comments. But how are you? What has been happening in your life? My gosh, it is the 3rd of March for me. I can't believe it's March already. And for a lot of us, we feel like our January goals have kind of slipped out of sight. Maybe you started off well, maybe you got yourself into a good rhythm for a few weeks, and maybe you are back here struggling. Maybe you are here just, wondering, well, how the hell am I still binge eating when I kind of promised myself that I would not do that? And 2 weeks ago, I actually did a live and I talked about the binge guilt habit cycle that we get ourselves into, and that is the reason why we binge. But I've been reading this book called Atomic Habits, and what it talks about is, instead of trying to wait for when we are healthy, or when I've lost weight, then I will be healthy. When I have lost weight, then I'll go exercise. When X, then I'll do Y. We need to start with habits and instilling health into our life right now as it is. And that's what I love about the health at every size principles. Doesn't matter what your size is, let's make sure that we are healthy as we are right now. And that's what I wanted to quickly go through today with regards to healthy habits for binge eaters. Hi Shanky, so good to see you, my lovely. How are you? Hopefully you're doing well, my love. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about today is 4 healthy habits that I'd love for you to start bringing in to your day, whether you binge eat or not. These principles are going to support you along the way. And the very first one is actually a little bit controversial, but the first one is to eat. You need to eat to fuel your body. If you are thinking about food all the time, first of all, you are hungry. Second of all, you are probably not eating satisfying foods. And third of all, you might still be living in a restrictive mindset. And because of that, we actually get ourselves into so much trouble. Hi, Smile Stories Official. So good to have you here. I'm just going to give you guys a wave. Wow. So good to have everyone here this morning. So it sounds counterintuitive because we feel like eating is the problem. Eating is not the problem, it is the symptom at the moment. And it is not going to be helpful if you start cutting out food, eating more restrictive, or you don't eat because you're trying to make up for binge eating. So make sure that you are in a pattern of eating regularly and eating meals that are satisfying. And what I'm talking about here is reaching for foods. Beautiful. So good to hear you. I'm so far. Okay. Amazing. So what we want to, hi Brooks. So good to have you here. What we want to focus on is getting an array of colors on your plate, because that's when you're going to get all the nutrients you need. We need carbohydrates. We function well with carbohydrates. Our brains actually enjoy fatty foods. So make sure that you bring those things into your daily life. It's going to help you in such a big way. Number 2 is hydrate. Now, I know this sounds easy, and a lot of people only drink water because they feel that's going to help them lose weight, or that's just part of the eat less, run more mentality. It's just one of those things where we actually need to start focusing on right now. Drink your water regardless of what size you are, because our cells are made up of water. We need that hydration. And I know we talk a lot about how sugars and binge eating spikes your blood sugar. Now, there's a lot of controversy and studies and science coming out about that, which is actually proving against that. However, what I wanted to say for right now, one thing that stabilizes your blood sugar is water. It helps to stabilize and neutralize some of the spikes you might feel. If you're feeling fatigued, water is probably one of the best things that you can do to hydrate and just to nourish your body. All right, so I have a question here. You're not far, you're around the corner. Okay. All right. So I'm actually fat, but my dictionary keeps correcting it to make me feel better. I love that. Oh, so good to have you here, my love. Okay, so from that perspective, it's really important for us to follow those two principles. I think we get so confused with what's out there and what to eat, and especially when it comes to binge eating, there's all these things that we shouldn't eat, that it actually creates a mental scarcity in the mind. And you can be on an eating plan where you're like, yes, I have so much freedom, but if you are restricting in your mind, unfortunately, that is still going to trigger the binge guilt cycle, as we talked about. Okay, so we want to make sure that those two fundamentals are there. I want to add in breath. Breath is not one of the ones that I wanted to talk about, but while we're here, the three things that keep us alive is breath, it is water, and it is food. Okay, so we need all those things. If you are not breathing properly, you cannot digest your food. So start bringing in some time where you are consciously breathing. Allow the breath to draw down into your belly. Diaphragmatic breathing is what I teach my clients, because that helps the digestive organs get enough energy to actually do its job. A lot of digestive issues is because of a lack of oxygen, not because of a food allergy. Okay, so, or a reaction to food. All right, so start breathing properly. It is just one of those things that we need to bring in more consciously. And, whether you do that before a meal or whether you do that in the mornings, start bringing in some beautiful breath to just help stimulate you throughout the day. If you want some resources on breathing, let me know. I can sort that out. Send me a message. So next is movement. Okay. So a lot of people I have, most women I work with, they're in two camps. Either they're in the camp of avoiding exercise because they feel it's such a punishment to burn off calories and to lose weight. And they just feel like, well, it's not working because I'm still binge eating. And that leads to like I'm exercising, I'm eating healthy, but then I'm still binge eating, so it's not working. I'm almost using exercise to make up for eating, and I just don't enjoy it. Okay, so that's that camp. Let me know if you're in that camp. The other camp that I have of women are the women who actually feel like they're using exercise to the point of exhaustion because they are constantly trying to make up for what they ate. And that was me. I was in that camp. I was hardly ever in the camp of exercise as punishment. I was always in the camp of, well, I'm going to use exercise to burn off. And to the point where I was running 60 to 100 kilometers a week And Sundays I'd run to the gym 8 kilometers, work out for 2 hours, and then run home. That was my life. Okay, so let me know which camp you feel you belong in from a movement perspective. And you notice I use the word movement instead of exercise, and I do that on purpose because I feel like exercise has this massive stigma to it right nowadays, and also exercise is seen as a form of punishment, and that's why a lot of people avoid exercise. So the thing is, we are all biological beings and we all need movement. You'll see even if you have pets, if you have a dog or cat or whatever, they might be sleeping for like a while, and then all of a sudden they will get up and they will run and run and run and run and run in circles or do something super crazy, and then they might calm down for a bit. It's because they need to move, and they need to move and get blood into their muscles. Same with us. If you don't use a specific muscle, it will atrophy because the body goes, well, you're not using it, so I'm not going to send blood there. It's no point. It's a waste of energy for me. All right. So we need to move. So what I like to talk about when it comes to exercise or movement is to start adding little bits of movement into your day. So if you've always felt like it's punishment, find something that you enjoy and set a timer for 10 minutes and do that. Whether it's a crazy dance, whether it is just walking around the block. Some of my clients, unfortunately, can't walk. So what I've suggested for them is to do a bit of chair dancing or chair yoga or something that's just going to help support you and get that blood flowing. The minute we have blood flowing, we have more energy, the brain feels more active, we can think more clearly. We also, because of the movement, we're taking in more oxygen, which means we can digest food better, which means we can sleep better, all those things, right? Okay, the next principle we need to work on for binge eaters and for anyone really is sleep. We need enough sleep so that our bodies can rest and digest. And unfortunately, what we do nowadays is we get ourselves so sucked in to what's happening in the outer world, especially at night, that we're taking in a lot of more blue light because we're normally getting that external stimulus from devices or televisions or whatever the case is. We're also watching things that actually stimulate our brains into suspense. You know, most things on Netflix or most movies that we watch, they based on suspense because they want us to watch more. That creates adrenaline in the body, which tells the body it's not time to go to sleep, right? So we have this blue light emission, we have this adrenaline. It's no wonder that we're struggling to get to sleep. It's no wonder that we wake up tired, and it's no wonder then that we have cravings in the mornings for sugary things or pick-me-ups like coffees and all those kind of things, because we are just depleted. The body did not get enough rest. Okay, so making sure that you get enough sleep is such an important thing for us to work on. And this is basically, if you look at this is overall just a holistic way of looking after your health. And once we start doing that, that is when we can bring in all 4 of these elements. That is when we're going to start feeling balance. That is when we can start actually noticing our urges. We can start noticing, oh, well, that's interesting. I have been craving sugar all day, but I haven't been sleeping. I've been watching the Grey's Anatomy on Netflix or whatever the cases are. I'm giving away my age now, but I used to actually binge on Grey's Anatomy back in the day. Like at the moment we're watching Manifest, which is also quite amazing. But with all these things, what we normally have to do is put in a few boundaries. You know, put in boundaries to say, yes, I am going to eat. I'm going to honor my hunger. I'm going to make sure that I prepare so that I don't go hungry. I'm going to make sure that I have my water bottle with me and it's filled, and whatever the case is. I'm going to make sure that I breathe. I'm going to make sure that I slot and put movement into my day. One last thing I wanted to add into the healthy habits. I know I just wanted to share 4, but now I'm sharing like a few extras. It's like a little bonus. a little bonus for all of you, because I just love you guys so much and I love talking about this. So sometimes I just get so passionate, it just kind of just like la 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 la. So the last thing I want you to focus on, and I always lost my trail of thought now, but the last thing I wanted you to focus on is some self-care. Self-care is a beautiful habit that we can all bring into our daily lives. And I'm not talking about spa days and bubble baths. I am talking about slowing down, understanding what's happening for you, understand what's happening emotionally, understand what's happening physically. Have compassion for yourself when your body is in pain. Make sure that you are actually listening to your body, slowing down. Okay? So self-care is about giving yourself time. It's about putting up healthy boundaries. And it's about nourishing yourself from the inside out, if that makes sense. Okay. All right. I am just looking at comments here. Christina says, oh, I'm loving this so far. Thank you, my love. I'm so glad you are here today. Beautiful. So I have such a beautiful support group that I've started. It's called the Wholesome Lifestyle Sisterhood. This is a private chat group for women who struggle with binge eating. This is for women who are seriously wanting to make a difference in their binge eating this year. They want to have a healthy relationship with food in their bodies, and they are ready to make a change. So if that is you, I would love for you to just pop in the comments Wholesome Lifestyle Sisterhood or WLS. And I will actually send you the link on how to get started. I might just pop the link into the comments anyway, so that you've got that, because I'd love for you to come and join that. DM me on Instagram if you would like that link. On Facebook, you can send me a message, or you are welcome to just type a comment in there. Oh, Shanki, I'm so glad you enjoyed this. You are so, so welcome. Hi, Nursey. So glad to have you here. All right, lovies. Food for Thought Thursdays, every single Thursday at 9:30 a.m. Melbourne time. So that's AEDT for the moment. So slot this in your diary. And I can't wait to see you next week. On Mondays, I do actually put up a post asking you what you want support on. And I am so glad that you all joined in. I'm so glad that you got some golden nuggets out of there, Shanki. That's what I'm all about. Have a beautiful day, everyone. I can't wait to see you next week. And if you need help, if you feel overwhelmed with binge eating, please reach out. I don't want you to feel alone. This is why I have created this community. I can point you in the right direction with resources, or I can actually help you personally get out of this binge guilt cycle much, much faster. Thank you, everyone, for joining, and I can't wait to see you all again next Thursday. Bye, loves.